Hello, how you doing? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going over a fantastic plugin that I was sent by Dehancer, and that is Dehancer Pro. So let's give it a go and briefly see how it assists me in my color grading process. I'm going to clarify this with a big caveat by saying that I do not consider myself to be a professional colorist. I'm a freelance filmmaker. I film, I edit, I color, but I do not consider myself to be in the upper tier, leagues of color grading. It's an incredible world to delve into. There's so much to learn, so much nuance to it, and I'm continuously learning and trying to improve my color grading process. And the moment I started using this plugin very briefly, I was already amazed, and I can't wait to see what else it will do to help me with my workflow when it comes to freelance filmmaking. So we're going to go over this very briefly just so you can see how it works. This is some footage that I filmed in New York. Not that one. This is some footage that I filmed in New York. It's a bit slow, sorry. But this is essentially how I color graded it, and this is how it looked before I began color grading. So let's try and use Dehancer to show you how I got there. So the first thing you do is add a node, and then you go to Dehancer Pro and drag it on. It's got some things enabled already, so let me just quickly disable everything. Now the first thing and the biggest time saver that I saw, which I loved, is this import option. Trying to work with especially Blackmagic raw footage, trying to use color space transform with Blackmagic raw footage is very annoying. It's just so confusing. You don't know, what gen you have, and I'm sure I just don't know the proper workflow for Blackmagic cameras, but it's very annoying. So just finding this and seeing how easy it works has been a game changer. Changed my life. You go to source, you go to choose camera, vendor. We're going to go to Blackmagic Design, which is what I shot on. I did not use this camera. I used the Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, and I filmed on Gen 5 ISO 400. So already you can see what this has done. Amazing. This is honestly perfectly usable, but we're going to go in deeper and see what other options Dehancer has to offer. This film option is pretty sick. I'm gonna go to Kodak Ektachrome because I like that, and throw that on there, and look at that. Look at what it's done already. It's already given it a kind of filmic look, and that's just beautiful. There's a few options you can choose. Another one that I like is the 250D. That's a bit dark though, but definitely a different taste. But let's go with Ektachrome because that's what I used on my last color grade. That's beautiful. And then what else? There's so many options here. Film compression, print is when I discovered this was wow, just wow. Let's go to Fujifilm, print film, enable. Look at that. Wow, look at that kick. That's nice. Look at that, beautiful. It's crazy just how in a few clicks I've already got an amazing image, something I'm very proud of. I feel like the exposure is just too dark, though I do like it, but we'll bring it down a bit. What was that? It was at 0. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it up to 0.522. There we go. That's nice. Film grain. Everyone likes a bit of film grain, and now you can do it with the click of a button. That's 35mm film. Look at that. Beautiful. I might bring it down a bit. Let's bring it down to 15. There we go. So it becomes a nice touch. In fact, you know what? I might bring it down even more to 5. There we go. So it's very subtle. But if I disable it, you can kind of see the difference it makes. Let's bring it up to 10 actually. Yeah, just a bit of subtlety there. I like that. Halation. I love halation. Usually what I do when it comes to my color grading is I'll add a node on for halation. There is a halation effect in DaVinci, which I use, and then I'll add another node on for bloom or glow, as it's called in DaVinci. But here you can just do it in this plugin, which is pretty sick. So let's dash on some halation. You can see it kind of over here. There you go. Off, on, off, on. Love a bit of halation. And then let's add some bloom. I used to always find bloom very tacky, but then once I started messing around with it, I began to love it. Let's not overdo it. Let's put it around 75. So that's pretty nice already. So you can see kind of what we have compared to what we had before any color grading. And now that we're just, literally in like a few minutes, we've got this image, which is pretty incredible, to be honest with you. And it does give it that filmic like quality and that filmic look, which is amazing. There are so many options that you can, jump in with. We'll be here forever if I go through all of them. Let's add a vignette, but a very subtle vignette, like 96. There we go. Vignettes are always great. You know what? We're gonna make it as subtle as humanly possible. 98. Exposure, no, up. Maybe that's why. There we go. Just a little salt on top. You know, just a little, just a whisker. Just to like a, you know, some people ask me about editing, and a lot of editing is just this, looking at things that people will never notice. But that is good color grading, isn't it? Hiding what makes a good image a good image. This is pretty amazing. The false color, the fact that you have a false color in monitor, that's fantastic. I could use just this for color grading, and without using anything else. Nothing's clipping because I checked false color before I even hit record. But I'll bring it to the yellows and oranges, just, you know, just so I have information I can bring down if needed. It is clipping here, but that's only because I have the halation on. If I turn the halation off and the bloom off, yeah, there's brought down now. The bloom is what was bringing it up, but I want that bloom effect, so I'm gonna leave that on. But yeah, I like that image a lot. All right, let's do one more. So this is something I colored earlier as well. A nice shot of the city, as you can see. Let's play it. Sorry, it's a bit slow again because I need to upgrade my laptop, and I'm not going to because it costs a lot of money. So let's try and recreate it from scratch. There's a word for that. From the something input word. Dehancer Pro. Dash it in there. All right. Let's see what we got. Disable all this stuff so we can start from a scratch, from a new, as it were. Okay. So first thing we do again. Input. Source. Choose camera. Vendor. Blackmagic Design. Camera. Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. And already, as you can see, it looks pretty good. Off, on, off, on. You know, if you're just doing a very basic color grade, just wow, like I'm really impressed. This is better than anything I would do by throwing on one of those LUTs. But that also might be just because I'm a very bad colorist. Oops, it should be Gen 5 ISO 400. And wow, just like the fact that this can kind of do the work for you is just such a godsend. Like, my God, thank you, God, you are great, and thank you Dehancer for sending me this over. So we're gonna throw on some film emulation. Let's see what we got here. That's Codec Vision 250D. That is kind of nice. Ooh, look at that. I like that a lot. Makes these guys a lot darker, but I'm still happy with how this looks. Look at that filmic look that we're always chasing. Let's see how Ektachrome looks. Yeah, Ektachrome's kind of nicer. I think that was a bit fierce, so let's go with Ektachrome because I like Ektachrome. Or should we go back to 250D? Let's see how it looks. You know what? Screw it. Let's go with 250D. We can bring the push down, push pull. Bring the pull up. Is that the correct terminology? I don't know. Disable, enable. Yeah, I like that a lot. All right, cool. So let's go to print. My favorite part of this whole thing. Like, this is amazing. Cineon film log. Kind of nice, you know. I do like that. Fujifilm. Oh, look at that. Wow. I love contrast, as you can tell. Oh, even better. 2383 print film. Let's go. Let's bring the exposure up a bit. Even though I'm bleaching out that sky, screw it. It's film. Sometimes a bleached sky is a nice thing. Have you never seen Saving Private Ryan? Alright. Film grain. Let's dash it on too. Yes, let's go. 35 is a bit much. 20, let's say. Yeah. The thing is with film grain, you can kind of overdo it sometimes. I think that's kind of nice. Alright. And then let's go to halation, my favorite thing. Love a bit of halation. Let's dash it on there. Bloom. We love bloom. Oh yes, let's go. Now I'm sure I can make this image even better by spending a lot more time on it. But again, it's just like this is a quick run through, just showing you guys kind of how it looks and how it works. Sorry. False color again. Oh, look at that. We're still not clipping. Nice. That's what happens when you use false color in your images. Let's go. There we go. Okay, so this is before, after, before, after, before, after, before, after, before, after. And yeah, this is pretty amazing. I can't wait to just mess around with this more. Really happy these guys sent it over to me. Again, like I said, I'm not like a professional color gradist. I just mess around with coloring and, you know, learn what I can and try to implement what I learned. But having this plugin is, you know, I can't wait to mess around with it more and see what it gives me. So looking forward to it. And I have a gift for you, you lucky viewer. I have a gift for you, and that gift is 10% off So if you want 10% off Dehancer Pro, go to my description and you will find a code which you can use to thus for purchase the plugin for 10% off. You're welcome. All right, thank you very much. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.